Monday morning. This is my friend Erik, and he is here to help me do my 10 most forgettable episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. I think I still have the episodes clear in my head of what happened, because I have notes here, so I don't have to go totally off memory. But just go subscribe to this guy right here, and we'll get started. And some rules. We're not going anywhere past season 5 because I don't even think we did season 5.
She doesn't really care about the others.
It's just really dumb, indeed. And I'm not going to judge if it's a good or bad episode because that's for another time. So if there's not anything else, let's just get started. So here's season 3, episode 16, the snowball effect. SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward basically have a snowball fight when it snows in Bikini Bottom, like snow day, like what we had, which was dumb.
Yeah, stupid.
My favorite part of this episode is when Squidward goes paranoia, where he is obsessed with throwing snowballs, and then SpongeBob and Patrick in the end go and sit in his house watching Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, which is kind of what Squidward was doing before the snowball fight even happened. So, and then my favorite quote of this episode is when Squidward was telling SpongeBob and Patrick what they should be doing in the snowball fight because they technically signed a peace treaty, and Squidward was giving off rules of who. So like Squidward was SpongeBob, Patrick was Patrick, and then SpongeBob was like, "Can I be Mr. Krabs?" Why? Because he's a good leader. That'll all come back to bite you in the bum, SpongeBob. So moving on to season 2, episode 18, Sailor Mouth. Don't point any guns at me. I haven't seen this in years, so it counts. So SpongeBob and Patrick discover bad words.
But wait, hold on.
And
I've seen this multiple times though.
I haven't seen it recently, and I forgot about this, so it counts. It counts on my scale.
Okay.
Anyways, SpongeBob and Patrick say bad words, and then they get punished for it. It's a really reasonable episode because, like any kid would do in the olden days, their parents will punish them, but not as strict as Mama Krabs did. And so my favorite part is the Eels and Escalators game, and I honestly had that stuck in my head for a while. Escalators, escalators, escalators! Eels. And then SpongeBob gets aggravated after getting eels so many times, and he curses, and then it's like the midpoint of the episode, so which is really funny. So my favorite quote of this episode was when, in the beginning, Mr. Krabs was telling SpongeBob to throw garbage away, and Squidward was holding it. It was supposed to be a joke on Squidward. It was not torture, but it was funny. It was, "Oh, Mr. Krabs, you can't talk about Squidward like that." I found it really funny. So right now I'm in a very loud place, so mind the background noises, would you?
It's okay. So
Number 8.
Number 8 is season 3. Episode 14, and it's called Ugh.
Yep. So in this episode, it was supposed to be like a technical special, but I didn't classify it as a special, so it's just a normal 22-minute episode. So in the SpongeBob portion, it's called Ugh, and SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward discover fire under the water, and they fight about what happened, about what would happen to the fire, who should get it for discovering it or something. It was kind of like an artifact or something. And then rain just pours out.
I remember this episode.
Yeah, I just remembered when I was watching it. When worlds collide.
Anyway.
So, my favorite part of that episode, it was pretty bland in my opinion, but Squad slipping on the slide on Gary's slime, which was kind of a pun not pun. It was a running gag that they had throughout the episode, which was really, really funny. And then that moment where Squidward and SpongeBob and Patrick put their arm in the fire, not knowing how hot it is, and then they pull it out, and then Patrick puts salt on it, and he's trying to eat it. That was funny. And then HB Patchy segments, which was called SpongeBob BC Before Comedy. This is my favorite part of the episode. So without the Patchy segments, the episode would just be a boring 11 minutes. Patchy talks about prehistoric times and how cool cavemen can be, but Potty comes in saying that the futuristic times are better and they use technology that we see in 2010, which is kind of funny. My favorite part of that episode is the rap between the future and the past, and the caveman is played by the guy that plays Patrick. Have you noticed that?
Not really.
Like, his voice sounds so much like Patrick. We have to watch the episode when we're done.
Yeah.
And then my favorite quote was actually at the end of the Patchy segments, where it kind of relates to me, so this was what I like. All I wanted was to show the nice people how cool the cavemen were, but instead, all they got was a technology-induced chaos. Exactly what we get in 2016, you guys.
Honestly, my favorite part in that episode is when Squidward gets frozen. Like, it's pretty funny.
Wait, frozen?
Yeah, like when he goes into the future, he's frozen.
No, this is a different episode.
Oh,
That's
okay.
SB129.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. So let's just skip all the way to season 4, episode 4, the Skill Crane. Its sister episode is Good Neighbors, and I prefer not to talk about that episode until we get to that. But this is honestly the episode that I totally forgot about, but I actually like it. So Squidward gets aggravated by the crane machine that Mr. Krabs has installed, and SpongeBob just keeps winning these prizes, and he showed Squidward to be the crane, and then he goes too far. My favorite part is when Squidward he was going paranoia. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? Like, the ones that where Squidward goes berserk is my favorite. It's like the ones that I haven't seen in so much long. So he's trying to pick things up, but it's making the crane noise, and he's failing at it, which is really funny. And my favorite quote, say it with me, guys. Be the crane. It would just haunt your head forever, but in a good way. So let's go all the way back to season 1, episode 19, Fools in April. So it's April Fool's Day in Bikini Bottom, and Squidward does a prank and takes it way too far on SpongeBob, so he has to go back and apologize for what he has done. And of course, that twist ending, that screwed it over.
What was it? What happened?
Oh, that's right. Erik wasn't here when I was watching, because I was watching it last night. And basically what happened...
Because no one comes and picks me up.
It was oh my god, it was so late at night when I was doing this. No, but... I'm trying to think now. When Squidward apologizes sincerely to SpongeBob... SpongeBob opens his door, and everyone, and like the whole thing of Bikini Bottom, they're like, April Fools! I like that episode.
But anyway.
And my favorite part was when Squidward had a montage of trying to apologize to SpongeBob, but it was failing miserably. My favorite one was when Squidward takes in a car, and you know those the inventions you would make as a kid with the 2 cups and a rope inside? Yeah, so he did that, and he had technically had a boat, and he drove all the way, and he's like, I'm sorry, and then all he hears is like, and then Patrick goes chewing on the string. That was funny. And then my favorite quote is when SpongeBob was pranking this guy. The guy asked, can I have a couple of ice cubes? And he's like, sure. And then SpongeBob just keeps laughing. And then the guy's like, what's so funny? You asked for a couple ice cubes, and I put in one. And the guy found it funny, so. Let's go back a couple episodes to season 1, episode 16, The Paper. There were mixed emotions about this episode because it's kind of like the reef blower, but it's not silent. But it's a full-length episode. So, here we go. The premise of this episode was when Squidward throws paper in SpongeBob's yard,
I remember this.
And SpongeBob finds the paper and finds some fun with it. My favorite part of this episode was when SpongeBob was impersonating Hey, look at me, I'm a guy with a mustache. And then my favorite quote was actually when SpongeBob was talking to Gary. It's like, no, I am not just a sponge with a piece of paper stuck in my pants. I am a super sponge soaking up crime. Good old times. Like, I can't really give my opinion on this episode right now, but sometime down the road I will.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Same. It was funny, but it had its bad moments.
Yeah.
It's got its annoying laughter or something. So,
Yeah.
Let's go back to season 4, episode 5, Funny Pants. I saw like minutes of it, like almost halfway, and then I stopped it because this is the worst episode on the list. So, Squidward makes up a lie so SpongeBob will stop laughing over a joke that he made one morning. That's basically what happens. And then I can't tell you what else happens, but Squidward uses up his laugh box, and I'm telling you what happened, aren't I? Yes. But anyways, so SpongeBob gives part of his laughing box, and then the end was when Squidward was laughing like SpongeBob. It was really weird.
You laugh like me.
You have my laugh. Anyways, so my favorite part was when SpongeBob was trying not to laugh after Patrick was slipping over the banana peel, Patrick doing and the whoopee cushions and the pie thing. He was trying so hard to just get home. It was really funny. And then you guys know this quote pretty well. Another day, another nickel. Ka-ching. That's all I have to say for that episode. It had its moments, like the paper did. So let's just go back to season 1, episode 13. I was a teenage Gary.
What?
Do you not know what
I've
episode was?
never heard of that.
It's a season 1 episode. See, it's one of the ones I've forgotten about, but the plot was just all over the place. Kind of like what Pie Guy said in his review videos. He had mixed emotions about this one, but it was his first SpongeBob episode. So, Squidward watches Gary while SpongeBob is away on this jellyfishing convention and forgets to feed him. And so, Squidward gets the plasma from the doctor, and he accidentally ejects SpongeBob, and SpongeBob turns into a snail. It was supposed to be like a ripoff of a horror thing or something. But I don't know. This one really struck me. I liked it as a child because it was funny, but I don't know. Right now, I just didn't like it.
As you grow up, your tastes change, Kai.
I know. But I still like the last 2 episodes that we're going to mention. Don't mention them yet. And so, my favorite part was when SpongeBob was eating the snail food when he was trying to give it to Gary, because this is when after he got injected with the plasma, and then Squidward just goes and Gary is trying to find water or something because I don't know. So he's just like, and Squidward's just like, he just needed water. Like he was horrible in like that episode, and then once he got his water, he was perfectly fine. He's like, he just needed water.
Water is all it takes.
And so, let's go back a couple episodes to season 1, episode 9, Opposite Day. This episode, oh my gosh, these last 2 episodes, like I said, were my favorite episodes, like ever, but I like totally forgot the premise of them. So, Squidward tells SpongeBob to be the opposite so he can move out, so the retailer, right?
Retailer, yeah.
Something like that. Will accept his house, and Squidward can move out and move somewhere else. So my favorite part is when SpongeBob and Patrick were trying to impersonate Squidward because they were different. And so Patrick's like, I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, 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 I'm Squidward, I'm Squidward, 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 we're Squidward, we're Squidward, we're Squidward. Yeah, so that was technically my quote as well. So there's nothing much to say about Opposite Day, but please have season 1 episodes air on Nickelodeon. Please, especially Fools in April, because I love that one.
Yeah.
So, and the last one that I have is from season 2, episode 5, Patty Hype. Do you remember this one?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
So, this is not in order of which ones I've forgotten first to last, but these are just random episodes that I picked out, and I was like, I heard the name, but I don't remember what happened, because I have like this list of SpongeBob episodes that I can watch on Watch Cartoon Online, something like that. Mm-hmm. And Patty Hype was the last one that I saw for the night. So the premise is that, and look for a new promotional idea, Mr. Krabs is going paranoid because he doesn't have an idea. And then SpongeBob has an idea for colored patties called Pretty Patties.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, and so he makes his own business because Mr. Krabs and Squidward are making fun of him, like sequin milkshakes or bow-tied fries. My favorite part was when, at the end, SpongeBob was towards the end, SpongeBob's like, you know what I miss the most, Mr. Krabs? The tiny squeaky sound that you make when the pickles are sworn together.
My favorite part was when he sells it to Mr. Krabs and all the customers get angry.
Yeah, they backfire on him.
And he's just in like, you hear Mr. Krabs in the background yelling to let him in, and he's just sitting there.
Squeaky pickles! Yeah, this guy's amazing right here. This guy's my best friend.
I'm also really weird.
And then my favorite quote was, I had this number memorized. Like, I knew where I didn't know where the number came from, but I saw a Sparta remix of Who's Number 46,853. That was funny. I fell in love with that. So, that was basically all for you guys today. So, is there any last words you want to say?
Not really. Oh, wait. My favorite episode out of all the SpongeBob episodes has to be the creepypasta episode.
Which one?
Squidward's suicide.
That technically didn't air.
I know, but it's a really good episode, I think.
I don't think I've seen that one. I should really watch it.
Yeah.
And we're just telling our favorite episode. So my favorite episode to date is actually the new episode, 2 Thumbs Down. Like, it's like a season 9 episode. I know, don't hate me, but I actually like this episode. It was funny. They got a laugh out of me. And SpongeBob just goes paranoid because he can't use his thumbs, and it was relatable. I love these. So, peace out from Gay Giraffe Productions, and subscribe to this amazing dude right here. And goodbye, you guys.